everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. So, the party meets up with Van Helsing at his temple, and says what?
Hello, Van. We had ourselves a nice little chat with one Mr. Jackard. Malachi had a good talk with him, and we learned that he's working with a man named Venlin. And it seems that the pure of heart, innocent thing that Corny was discussing is blood that they got from one of his wife's friends in a vial. What did you learn about your ugliness potions?
I learned nothing new about a potion of ugliness. However, I have been waiting for news of Venlin. Have I heard of this name before? Is he like a well-known character in town?
Never heard of him before.
I can't say I've ever heard of such a character before.
That is disappointing.
Well, one benefit to running a temple is you have connections. I'm sure I can dig something up.
I could ask around the bar. He couldn't have gone far.
It's worth
Absolutely,
doing.
Corny. I believe that's a grand idea.
Perhaps you should all go to the tavern. I'll ask around here and then meet you all there within an hour.
Well, this seems like a good plan, but Malachi, dear friend, you know a bit of the magics and the arcane, and you have a teacher, don't you? Perhaps Venlin's a name that may not be familiar to the religious of us, but perhaps is a wizard or known to the arcanists. Perhaps talking with, what was her name? That lovely Rowana would help us?
Perhaps, I'd maybe speak to her later this evening. She tends to sleep during the day. Maybe we could head to the tavern, get some food, and we could reconvene in the morning. I'll consult the library, speak to Rohana. You know, there's a chance as well that if we could find a piece of thread from this Venlin's cloak or any other item that he may have inadvertently left behind in the tavern, then Rohana might be able to give us some more information on him.
Well, then we shall have our eyes peeled for a piece of thread.
Yes, we should be prepared to face the possibility that this man may not be from this area.
I think it's quite likely that he isn't. If he is the one brewing this potion, then
that might make tracking him down rather difficult.
It could, but he has to be staying somewhere in town. I suppose we can find it.
if all he is after is the blood of an innocent woman, he couldn't have traveled too far
Blood?
to come here. Yes.
Wait, had they described to me the process already?
I don't think so.
I didn't describe it in detail, but Malachi, I think my accent is confusing, Mr. Helsing. Perhaps you should take over.
I believe that part of the ingredients for this potion of ugliness was, what were the words that you used, Corny? Innocent of heart and pure of flesh?
Those are the ones. Yes.
Pure of heart, innocent of flesh? I would imagine that he needs the blood of a virgin to complete the potion. Now, I can't speak for too many towns, but virgins can't be that rare. He must be based near here.
Nothing good comes from blood magic.
That's debatable. Has its uses. But, if he's just needing a virgin, why would he travel all the way? If he lived far away, why would he travel out here for that? He's probably in and around this town, in the woods perhaps.
Yes.
I'd suggest he's probably still here.
Yes, he was here today. He couldn't have gotten far even if he did leave.
Yes.
I would further suggest that blood magic in the sort is perhaps best performed at night, away from prying eyes. Mayhaps we are not done with good Jackhot yet, and we may follow him, see if he can lead us to said people on this night.
Hmm.
I kind of I jingle my bronze chainmail and say, you might not want to take me along for that mission. Stealth and deceit are not my strong suits.
We would expect nothing less from a priestly fellow as yourself.
Perhaps you're right, Croak, but I feel like Jackhart may have provided all of the usefulness he's going to give us.
Did you get a description of the man from him?
Did not.
That was an oversight on my part. I apologize. My stomach was rumbling quite terrible.
Oh, no apologies needed. Oh,
Just
speaking
try
of, I took the liberty to create a list for you while I was stuck here in the temple, and I kind of hand him like a piece of paper. Wait, can you read?
I can.
I cannot read now.
Oh, that's perfect. You can't read it, but on it is just like a list of different like assorted fruits and vegetables and like healthy daily servings, like AMRAP exercises.
I look it over and I say, I will take this to heart, dear friend.
I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, so what are you guys gonna do?
Then shall we head back to the half pint? I am quite famished.
Yes, yes. Let us go. Don't tarry. Don't say no.
Van Helsing, are you going to join us?
Within the hour. I want to stay behind for a bit and ask some of the priests. I like strictly ask people who work in the temple if they've ever heard of a character named Venlin.
Sure. No one's heard of this guy.
Okay. Does like so I run a temple and there's a bunch of priests working inside of it. Are they like from all around the city, or do they exclusively come from the merchant district?
I think the people who work at your temple live in your district. That's kind of how it goes. It's your parish, really, and it's made up of the people who live there.
Okay, so if we get really desperate, it might be worth going around to the other ones, seeing if anywhere else has seen or heard of them.
Yeah.
Okay. After I ask around a little bit, I'll just catch up with everyone at the tavern.
Okay.
right,
Everyone
yeah,
meets up
we
at
had
the
the-
tavern a little bit later.
Yeah. Before, like, I'd probably get there first. I'd like to ask, probably my father, mother, just anyone who works with the, just anyone who knows the people who go to the tavern, if the name Venlin rings a bell.
No one's heard of a person named Venlin.
Okay.
At some point when I can catch Malachi's ears alone, I kind of say, is it wise for us to be congregating in public, asking around about this Venlin character? It seems nobody that we can find has heard of him. It's possible that a man like this probably wouldn't want questions being asked. If he learns that we've been asking about him, he might take some form of action.
I would suggest that you're probably right, but
It might
Maybe
be
we
worth
should-
retreating to a private room.
I think we find a quiet corner in the bar and keep a hushed tone. We should be able to talk mostly unheard.
Very well.
The table that Venlin and Jackhart were sitting at, is it currently occupied?
Nope.
So
Could
I guess
you-
go on.
Could you use like an unwashed beer mug to get like a DNA sample of his saliva and do divination magic?
CSI D&D.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Given that Rohanna is the diviner, I'd have to sort of ask her. But you know, if there is one lying around on the table, it looks. I mean, how long have we been gone? An hour?
Yeah, well over an hour.
All right. Let's.
How dirty do you think this bar is? Not every cup is full of piss.
Well, I say to Corny, like, could you bring Zany over, very quickly?
This I could do. Hey, Zany, you! Here!
She
Yeah.
waves at you for a moment,
Yeah.
and a few minutes later comes over when she's not busy. Corny,
I had a quick question for you. I don't suppose you've had a chance to clean and wash the most recent set of mugs yet that you used for patrons in the bar?
oh Van, I didn't know I was called over by such a man.
I kind of like flip my hair. It like shimmers and glows radiantly in the tavern light. It's beautiful. But no, I say I think I just brushed that off and just kind of go on and say, the two men who were sitting in the tavern an hour ago, do you happen to know if their mugs have been cleaned already?
Why, of course. What type of establishment do you think we run?
I kind of look very disappointed for a second and I say, oh, I see.
Well, granted, it's not very much fun.
In that case, that will be all.
You're done?
Unless you,
Thank you, hon.
Wait, Zany, you know, we could do with some drinks and food here, actually.
Sure thing, darling. And
Thank
she
you.
heads off.
Shall we? Is this table secluded or is it not? You said it's by the front door, right? So it's probably not that secluded.
It's not really secluded.
Is there one that's
Are we sitting at that table, that like front table with the grate near it?
I
I
think
think
that's
we
where
were
you
just
would
stood by it.
Yeah, that's where you were congregating, but you don't have to
I
stand
want to
there.
sit down at it. I just sit down at it, and I just start kind of like I put my feet up. I just start kind of looking around at the table and the ground, trying to see if there was anything left. Like what can I see about this person? Maybe there's footprints, boot prints in either the dirt or like that congregates on these places, or maybe he put his feet up like mine. I'm looking for thread, looking for whatever might be around this table.
Hair, perhaps.
Perhaps.
You find you find lots of things. You find dust, you find the occasional stray hair on the ground, you find a bit of fingernail, you find some dirt. I mean, it's the floor of a bar. It's not the
Yeah.
cleanest of places.
I mean, I figure just picking up stray things we find on the floor is probably not going to
Hair
cut
and
it. We'd have to-
fingernail, not so much, but if there was like threading, black threading, maybe. Also, like maybe there was grimy boot prints or something. I look at everybody and say, why not sit here at the door? Perhaps we can get a glimpse of the people coming in and out. There's a chance they might come back, slim as it be.
I agree. Maybe just speak in a hushed tone. I'm not too concerned about word getting out that we're looking for this guy. I imagine that he doesn't have too many friends in town.
This is true. Who would report to a man who likely isn't from here?
If you had many allies, would you choose Jackhart as your accomplice? I would not.
Excellent point.
Okay, so you guys are just going to ask about, look about, wait about.
I think we're just going to wait for our food and drinks first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
food
the
and
lay of
drinks
the
are
land.
brought. Just as a side note, in terms of economy, since you all live in the town, we're going to go with the monthly living expenses rather than nickel and dime you for each thing
Okay.
that you buy. So at the end of every in-game month, I'll say, pay me X gold.
Okay.
Out of interest, how much is that per
Um,
month? Just so that we, are we having to keep behind 1 gold for the month, or is it 100 gold?
there are a couple of different styles of living. Where is it? Living expenses. There's a living expenses table here somewhere. There you
Yeah.
go. If you're living a poor lifestyle, which is, I think, most of you, it's 5 GP per month. If you're
Okay.
living a squalid lifestyle, like the guy down on the docks, it's 3 per month. If you want to live a middle class lifestyle, it is 50 GP per level per month.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
My question on that would be, so I'm holed up in the temple, right?
You are
So I'd imagine I have most of my expenses paid for by the church.
all of
and
your
I get
expenses are paid
free
for.
Tax exemption. Awesome.
You
Okay.
you don't get money and you don't pay money.
Okay.
So
Actually,
what
you
is the
probably make a
food,
little bit
Neil?
of money. Spiced potatoes. The finest spiced potatoes in all of Shirebrook.
Okay. Is it like a casserole kind of deal?
No,
it's
it's
just
just
like
lots of little
roasted?
like wedges, actual wedges, not like French fries, but actual potato wedges that have been soaked and steeped in. You don't know. It's a trade secret. Corny might know, but it's possible that his mom's been keeping the secret even from him. And it gets passed down from
Okay.
mother to daughter. It's back from the old land, the homelands, back
So
from.
do we eat this quite a lot then? Is it a staple in the half pint?
Some say it's why the half pint is so popular. Others say it's because of the beer.
I never do get tired of these potatoes, Corny. Your family does a good job here, I don't tell you enough, but it's true.
Oh, thank you, Malachi. If you hadn't said that, I might have died.
Indeed.
Indeed, it is a delicious meal, but you might want to work on your presentation.
What's wrong with the presentation?
I mean, no
Not
offense.
nice enough for your duration?
Now.
I mean, no offense, dear friend. I simply mean food can look beautiful as many other things in this world. I feel like a little bit more order to the plate would make this. It would make this plate radiant.
Yes, I understand. You priests like your wine, but that doesn't mean that everything has to be divine.
Perhaps you are right. My apologies.
I clap Corny on the shoulder with greasy, stained fingers, like spread them. Like, don't you worry, son. Look, I already finished mine. I assure you, they're quite divine. Like, lick my fingers.
Garlic fries.
Yeah.
To be fair, Croak, you don't seem like too discerning when it comes to food.
Oh, I do say quite the opposite. I will only eat fine foods and drink fine whales with cheeses. It is a palate cleanser. No, it's just divine. This place.
And this is why, Croak, you are a best friend to me. You do nothing but fill me with glee.
Exactly.
Well, aren't we all very merry indeed? Let's not forget the task at hand. Are we all finished with our meals?
Well,
Perhaps
I could
we
do
could-
seconds, perhaps, but I could be finished.
I think so, but perhaps we should go.
Now, do you think that it's worth talking to anyone in the bar? Corny, Croak, do you think anyone in here might...
In
No,
here,
any-
no. They chose this place because no one would recognize them. I mean, we
That's
barely
true.
anyone knew Jack Hot here, much less his hooded fan.
Is there a local, like, alcoholic that's always at the bar?
Yeah.
Like, who's in there day in, day out, he's there all the time. He was there before when we were in here, and he's there now.
Yes. Absolutely.
I imagine Corny knows him quite well.
Corny, how do you feel about the alcoholic that pretty much lives in your bar? Is he a
Oh, I
friend or is he
love him.
a nuisance?
I love him. He drinks my ale, and I believe inside that he likes it because he keeps drinking it. So I like him. Yeah. Yes, I know him. He's a upstanding chap. Perhaps we should go find him. Give him something. Clap on the back.
Maybe you could bring him a complimentary ale. Ask him a few questions. Maybe he remembers the unusual hooded man that was in here earlier today.
This I could do. Start. Why don't you? And I go down. If I get him an ale.
Okay. Yes, I think I'll stay here, actually. Maybe it's less threatening if you approach him on your own.
No one shall help me. You want me to give
I'm-
the ale to the sea?
I'm worried my appearance might be off-putting to him. As you might have noticed, I tend to turn heads.
Yes, he is quite the ugly one.
I roll my eyes.
Croak,
Perhaps-
Croak,
Do you
I
not
like
feel
you.
comfortable doing this yourself, friend?
Oh, perfectly comfortable. It's not me. I'd just rather enjoy it if it weren't me and he.
I
was wondering
could
where you
come
were going with that one.
support. I could use another jug of wine anyway.
Good. I'll be right back. Just go give him a pat on the back. Go get
I
him.
waddle over and do exactly that.
Hubert is sitting at the bar, leaning heavily on his elbows.
Shields up,
I
weapons
slap him on the
online.
back just as was suggested, and sit down, probably taking up 2 stools next to him, and be like, "Hello, friend. I seen you in here before. What's your name? I'm Croak. Croak the First.
I'm Hubert. What are you looking
Hubert.
for?
You seem like you need some more wine. I'll have my buddy Corny. Yeah, names, they're so hard. Corny, he'll come over and get us both a nice cup. We should have a chat. I don't think I've had the pleasure before. What do you do for work, good sir?
For work? What do I do for work?
Perhaps you're a professional drinker. I've known a few in my time. My granddaddy was.
No, it's a golden job. I love it. I'm retired.
Ah, a fine job.
Was a craftsman. Used to make and build the stone.
Worked with your hands. An honorable profession. Excellent. Oh, me myself, I dabble here and there. I've been known to work a stone once or twice, so trap some furs, talk with people. It's a whatever floats my boat. You know, I seen you in here near every day. You here often? You here all day, every day? Know everyone that comes in and out of these parts?
This is my favorite bar, and I like to spend as much time as possible here.
I feel much the same. I quite like these little folk that own this place. They're so entertaining. The way they speak is just so unnaturally funny.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know why they do it. You think they could stop.
You would
But
think,
they
but,
don't.
you know, they don't. They don't.
Do you think we
met a
have a
gnome
quality
once
like
that
that to
did.
them? That's the real noodle squisher.
Wow.
Do we do something that the gnomes
Yeah,
don't
well,
do
you
that we
see-
don't realize and we can't stop? What if they don't hiccup? What if gnomes don't hiccup and when we start hiccuping we just can't stop and that's our thing and they can't stop rhyming like we can't stop kicking? And
You are a profound man.
that's what I wonder
I have to
sometimes.
do much thinking on this subject. I have not hiccuped in some time. Perhaps I would not stop hiccuping. Now, I'm looking for a fella here. He was in earlier today, but unfortunately I missed him. My buddy Jackhawk got to talk with him first. Did you perhaps see that fella?
What fellow?
Oh, he would have been in here a bit more than an hour ago. Had a black cloak on. Was gonna sit by the front. I was gonna meet him with Jackhawk, but I couldn't make my appointment. I think he goes by the name Vendel in here. You might not know the name, but I thought you might see the fella that met with my friend Jackhawk.
Black cloak by the front door with Jackart, right? Black cloak, front door, Jackart. Black cloak, front door, Jackart. A couple hours ago? Black cloak,
Yeah.
front door, Jackart. Black door, front cloak, Jackart. Black door, front cloak, Jackart. I can't rightly say I've met a man like that.
You never saw him come in. That's a bit unfortunate. I
No
do
front
have
cloaks,
business with
no.
him. All right. Well, you ever heard the name Vendelin around here?
Vendelin.
Yeah.
Vendelin the Vandal?
That seems right.
No, never
Good.
heard of him. Vendelin the Vandal. Vendelin the Damsel? Is Vendelin a man or a woman?
I believe it was a man.
Vendelin the man. Vendelin,
I have heard he was a man. The man. As you say. You think another cup of wine or three would freshen up that memory?
Mm-hmm. Rightly.
Excellent. Corny, come here. We need that wine.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd come over with the wine and be like, "Ah, Hubert, perhaps some wine will aid your memory. Just be wary. I've put some extra gemmery."
Grab
Oh,
the
no.
glass of-
That was secret. Back. It's actually secret.
Secret? The wine's a secret?
Yes, Hubert, the wine's a secret. Now, I'm
Okay,
going to
I
walk
won't
over.
tell your father. And he puts the wine down in between his legs on the stool and covers it with his hands.
Ah,
I sit there with him and drink my cup of wine, matching his pace. And when we're both good and finished with it, I said, "Now, how's that memory feeling now? Still a little fuzzy? Or is that clearer?"
I am very lucid.
I
What was
think
your
it's my-
name? I don't think I ever got your name. Who
Oh,
are
my
you?
friend Croak. I'm Croak the First. I haven't had the pleasure of introducing myself before now, but we should be fine friends. Upstanding citizens like ourselves need to stick together.
Croak.
Croak, yes.
I'm Hubert, and this here's my son, Corny. And I'm just kidding. He's not my son. He's just a little person.
no, that is uncanny. I mean, look at our fanny.
Look at my butt.
I look.
What?
I think yours is a bit narrower, Corny.
He starts leaning over out of his chair to look at Corny's rear end.
No, I was kidding. Please, go on sitting.
Topples off of his stool,
Oh.
spilling the wine on him and on Corny's shoes.
Oh dear, what a waste of good wine. I finish my cup and go back to the front table with the rest.
I feel
Any
like
luck there? Oh, sorry, go on.
I feel like he comes back to the end of a long discussion between Malachi and I that's resolving itself in a rock paper scissors game to decide forever what's better between arcane and divine magic.
Even if I lose, though, I'm still going to maintain secretly.
Let's go, Rochambeau. See it.
All right,
Oh shit!
let's rock and roll. Come on.
All right.
On 3, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
1, 2,
3.
3. That's a draw. Look at that.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Another day, perhaps.
What's better, arcane or divine, and how many licks it takes to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? We will all never know.
I like to imagine we do this all the time, and every time we draw.
Yeah, every single time. There's definitely some magic at work, though. We just don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's probably arcane.
I don't know, man. They call it divine influence for a reason.
So, Croak, did the old drunkard have anything useful to say?
Well, he had many interesting things to say, but nothing I fear that's going to aid us. Did you
Didn't-
know he was Corny's father?
Oh, really? That's surprising to me.
Bro,
Yeah.
you're not that stupid. You're not a dolt. Now, if you keep on talking, I'm going to ram your head in with a bolt.
Oh, calm down, friend. I know he's not your father.
He gets angry when he's tired.
He is. He's an angry little tyke. Perhaps he needs a nap.
I think his father should have given him a clip around the ear when he was growing up.
My father gave me plenty of clips, don't you worry, Malachi. However, if you're counting the skips, I probably should have died.
So,
Yes.
what is the game plan for information?
Well, I'm going to go and consult with Rohanna this evening and check my library on potion brewing.
Sure. Sean.
I want to kind of go with you and see what we can learn about. Maybe she knows something more about Vendelin, or maybe somebody that would be brewing these potions. And then come nightfall, I kind of want to go back and tail our friend Jackart a little bit, see if he might lead us somewhere.
Do we sell potions at the magic store, Neil?
No.
Do they import
Magical
them in?
potions are they're just too rare to sell. They're so difficult
it's-
to make that if you have a potion, you would never sell a truly magical potion. That it's
But perhaps we've come across one from some time to time, sold one or two, imported them from a local traveling wizard named Venlin.
you've not sold any, but Rohanna has a few potions that she's stored away in a locked
Okay.
area that you cannot get to. It's a box, a little chest that is magically sealed.
But I know that she's got a couple of potions.
Yeah,
Okay, so
in your
yeah.
studies, she's shown you them and pulled them out, and like taken a little dropper and had you, play with this to learn the properties and yada yada.
I think, at least with regards to the potions themselves, we might be able to learn some from Rohanna. As for this Venlin chap, well, maybe she knows of him, maybe not. I have to say, though, he probably isn't the one that brewed the potion himself. Or maybe he's acquiring the ingredients for somebody else. If he truly was that powerful enough to make a potion like that, I feel like we would know of his coming.
Well, clearly he's the lead we have at the moment. We
Indeed.
should try to find what we can about him.
If this Rohanna of yours is an experienced wizard, she may be inclined to research further if she hears that there's somebody with the potential capabilities of brewing potions in town.
That might be a good way to play it, indeed. Well, I was planning to speak to her myself. She usually wakes up around this time. If you'd all like to come, I suppose that could be agreeable. Just try not to touch too many things.
So
You especially, Croak. Hands in pockets, thank you.
Oh, I couldn't help myself.
So we're just going to fast forward a little bit here. Croak and Malachi go off to Rohanna's to investigate. I think Van and Corny have some duties that they must get to later today. Just,
Yeah.
you have jobs, you have things you need to do. So you guys can all work on this for a little bit, but we're just going to skip over this day. Rohanna doesn't
Okay.
know anything. She is interested in your story, if you tell her, and asks you to keep her informed, and she will try and help in any ways. Magical potions, walking around, being traded are definitely the sorts of things she would like to hear about. Definitely the sorts of things she would like to know about. So she asks you to keep her in the loop, and she'll give you assistance as you can. But we're just
Okay.
going to skip over. Everyone eventually goes to bed, and the next
Yes.
morning comes. Van, the next morning holds something a little bit unusual.
Lizards attack the town.
No, no. Yeah, the town is. How do you want to say it? Everyone believes in the gods because there's a set pantheon. The gods influence the world. You know, clerics have magical power that they get from specific gods. Occasionally, the gods will come down themselves and do things. And especially in Arcadia, a continent that has been ripped apart by the gods in its distant past, everyone is faithful. But that doesn't mean people show up to the temple every day. It's not, your usual day. Some people come in to ask for this prayer, ask for this thing. There's some people rolling about. It's almost, it's kind of like a background action for most people.
Right.
This morning, your temple down on the waterfront is packed. It looks like half the town is here. I mean, clearly not half the town, but your attendance is up, sevenfold.
All right. I'm going to. So there's like a big. There's like an organization, right? Like there's sort of a big organization that oversees all the temples in town.
There's a high cleric, a high priest in town who oversees things.
I don't suppose he'd be capable of sending like more priests to deal with like a really, really high influx of people.
Not really. It's not like you have priests in reserve.
Okay. All right. I guess I'm probably not going to be able to do much else today. Oh god. So there's just like it's completely packed.
Yeah, it's unnaturally packed. Something's going
Right.
on.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. I assume there's like priests who were awake before me who might know. Like I kind of asked one of them like, do you know what's going on?
He shakes his head. Everyone's here today. We should ask them.
Something bodes ill. Yeah, I kind of like instruct a few of the priests to go around in like separate areas, and I just kind of like want all of us to go around asking people like, why are there so many people on this day specifically?
Okay. Pretty quickly, the word gets back to you that there has been a tragic incident. You hear from your parish that Lady Twin Tower, one of the nobles in town, has been disfigured. She woke up with a new, hideous face after defaming the gods openly at a party last night. And everyone is like, holy shit. She was saying bad things about the gods, and now she's all uglified and messed up. And so everyone's coming to the temple and saying their prayers and giving their thanks and making little sacrifices and offerings.
Oh, she was defaming the gods?
Yeah, she had said some
Oh, that's okay then.
very
Fuck her.
unpleasant things the night before.
Okay. Okay, I feel like I need somebody to get word to Corny. Like I kind of get like I'd probably get like one of the really young clerics. One of the ones who's like, he doesn't really have much experience and he's probably not that competent at dealing with such
One
large
of the
crowds.
young
Somebody-
boys who's working his way
Yeah.
up the clergy. Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of just ask him to go to the tavern really fast and grab Corny
sure.
and bring
Corny?
him to the temple.
You were approached by a young lad who comes in and goes, Corny, I'm looking for the Corny gnome. Corny gnome?
I. That's me. I am he.
Oh, Father Van Helsing requests your presence at the temple down by the waterfront.
Oh, billowing buckets of crap. I'll be there ASAP. Yeah. Yep, I go.
Okay. The two of you meet up.
Yeah, I recount to him like everything that I learned about that, and I tell him I'm probably going to have my hands full for the day. I probably won't be able to leave the temple much, but I kind of like tell him that he should probably get the others and do some investigation as to what happened to what was her name again, Lady
Twin Towers.
Twin Towers. And yeah, I mean, I kind of mentioned I'm probably not going to be able to leave the temple today with how many people there are. Like, I don't know if I could possibly, unless it dies down later, I don't know if I could get out of here.
Yes, I'll gather the rest. It'll be an interesting test.
Good luck, friend.
I go get the other two. and we I guess meet up.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Corny, you need to try your breakfast here. It's quite delicious.
I have it every day, Croak.
Oh, do you now?
Don't you worry. I'm the one that stokes. Never mind.
You seem to be in a bit of a dither, Sonny. What can I do for you?
Well, you see, Van, he had an interesting prophecy at his temple this morn. Many people were there with scorn. I don't know that you've heard, but Twin Towers, she's absurd. Her face is all rumpled and fumbled and furred.
She's turned into some kind of animal. She's got fur. Do you grow a beard?
No, Croak, you dither. I'm just saying she's withered somewhat.
I see. This is an interesting dilemma, seeing as we just recently heard about a potion of ugliness. I wonder what connection she may have with old Vanillin over here.
As do I. But
You
right
say
now,
there's a crush of people in the church. It seems I've been too long away from my prayers. I'm gonna have to go mingle with the crowd. Please let Mr. Malachi know. I'm sure he'll be very interested in Lady Twin Towers' disfigurement as well.
oh, yes, of course. Go on. You're sounding hoarse. I go get Malachi and I bring him to the temple also.
Oh, you're gonna
Okay.
bring him to the temple as well?
Yeah, might as well. Everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna make a point of trying to distance myself from you then as you go get Malachi. I want to arrive on my own.
Okay. You arrive on your own, Croak. You make your way through the busy, bustling streets down towards the temple in the waterfront. And it is packed to the gills.
Excellent. I go basically from person to person in the crowd. Not like next to each other, but I'll just find people in different status of like bereavement over like, oh my God, we need to make sure the prayers are being said properly. And I give them the whole like, have you heard what happened to the Lady Twin Towers? Then I like put my hands over their shoulders and like, this is a terrible thing. We all need to be the most pious we can be in these days to come. Pray with me, and I'll say like a small prayer to like the Mother Martha. Please give us, courage and strength or whatever, life. And then I'm gonna try to pick pockets of like 10 to 50 people in different areas throughout the crowd.
You're just like,
You're gonna roll a 100.
Well, I'm giving them that whole like pray with me. We must pray together, and then kind of like.
all right. Start making me pickpocket checks until you've had your fill. What is your chance to pickpocket?
25.
Okay.
Rip.
All right.
There's one success.
First person you get 12 copper.
Nice. Let me.
You're gonna roll a 100 and get executed.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think that's a fail.
Yep.
Do they notice? I don't
No.
remember the notice rules.
Notice is it's a 100 for most level 0 NPCs, and then it's -3 for every level above that. So
That's
it's
right.
very
3%
unlikely
chance.
for you to get caught.
Nope.
That's a fail.
15% chance on 15 rolls.
1, 2, 3.
Not that low.
There's a second success.
All right,
1,
this
2,
one
3,
you get
4,
2
5. I think I
silver.
said 5.
Okay.
So there we go.
2 silver and 5 copper from this bloke.
Nice. Alrighty. That'll as I've gone through the crowd doing this, I'll make my way up to Van Helsing and be like, I have spoken with your congregation here. They seem to be most pious. I encourage them to pray. I hear there's been quite a terrible disfigurement.
Oh yes, indeed. I don't suppose not today. It would not be the time, but I don't suppose in the near future you would be willing to have me use you as an example on the need for charity and the need to help those, the need to help others in, in dire situations.
Well, today clearly is not that day, but I am sure we could work something out to inspire these people to be better.
I'm glad to hear it.
Excellent.
Sometime in the future, maybe.
I believe Malachi and Corny are on their way. Tell me, what do you know of the Lady Two Towers? I unfortunately have not had the opportunity to introduce myself to much of the upper class here.
Yeah, can I get the exposition.txt on Lady Twin Towers? Like, it would be publicly available?
Sure.
I feel like as a cleric, I would probably know a little bit.
Yeah, well, there are 30 noble households in this town. The Twin Towers are one of them. They're kind of middle of the rung sort of nobility. There's not much about her that stands out from any other noble person. Other than apparently last night she was quite vocal with her disdain for the gods.
So she did that last night.
That's what the rumor is going around town.
Okay.
That's
Can we all have congregated at this point?
Yeah.
Do you know, Van Helsing, something about this doesn't quite add up.
Yes.
We know that this guy was making the potion yesterday. However, though, given your position as the cleric of Chiss, maybe Lady Twin Tower would be interested in speaking to you about her disfigurement. Maybe the three of us could accompany you to discuss with her. I don't know how much we allude to our... I think we're all thinking the same thing here. I don't know how much we allude to, but perhaps we could get funding to investigate further. Perhaps whoever has done this, she must know them. Maybe she might have more information on Venlin.
I really like your plan there, Mr. Malachi, but I fear there needs to be someone here at the church that can tend to this bereaved mass. Perhaps you three and Mr. Helsing can go talk with her, because I'm sure she'll open up to him, and I can stay here and spread the word of charity and of giving of yourselves to the gods, and I can help you, Mr. Helsing, here at the church today.
Oh, no. I appreciate the offer, but my place is in this temple. I cannot leave with... I cannot leave for long.
Perhaps this evening, maybe, we could speak with her.
Maybe if the crowd dies down later in the day.
How accessible is her home, Neil? Like, could we feasibly go and knock on her door or not?
Yes. There would be footmen at the door to do all the proper things.
Imagine a cleric and a merchant could get an audience at least.
A cleric and a merchant shouldn't have trouble, but a peasant and a servant might.
Yeah.
Why don't you tend to your flock, as it were, today? I'll approach her household and see if we can't arrange a visitation this evening.
I wish you luck. Bear in mind that if this gets too serious, we may be required to turn this over to the authorities.
Perhaps. As far as I can see it, there is no evidence of foul play. So I cannot see the authorities.
A woman was disfigured horribly last night.
I know that, and we know that. It seems the rest of the townsfolk seem to believe it the work of the gods.
What is the authority structure like in town, Neil? Right, like, is there like a dedicated police force? That seems unlikely.
There's a sheriff, and he's got a few constables with him, a few watchmen, I think is the appropriate term. The sheriff serves under the Baron of this region. The Lord of Shirebrook is Baroness... What's her name? I have it written down.
Valmont.
Baroness Valmont. So she runs the town. She actually runs this entire barony from this town. She's got some staff and guards for her actual manor, and then there's the sheriff that oversees the law enforcement here. The sheriff is named Tyrus Bellows, and he has...
Oh, he's the guy with the green scale, the Naga scale, or
yes,
whatever.
with the green scale and the strange sword. And he has 56 watchmen under him.
Okay, so there's a pretty dedicated amount of dudes.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Actually, I
That's his
believe, Van
age.
Helsing and-
That's his age. He's 56 years old. He has 40 watchmen.
Stellar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dedicated town guard.
So I indeed I think about it for a second and look at Van Helsing and say, you know what? That might not be the worst idea. We could kind of let them know what we've heard and see if they can do some of the footwork on finding this Venlin fella. Perhaps even maybe talk with the old harbor master down the way. I think his name was Gillian, or one of his in his employ. They might have heard of some new fella that has traveled into town.
Maybe a boat left yesterday.
It may be a good idea to wait until later to meet with Lady Twin Towers. As a cleric of the God of Beauty, I might be able to offer some level of assistance, and if not now, I might be able to promise assistance for later.
I'm
What
sure
if
she would
I
be
went
interested.
There is a servant in your employ and extended an invitation for her to come see you this eve?
I doubt she would want to leave her residence.
Croak, perhaps you could go and speak to the harbour master. I shall travel to Lady Twin Towers' home and see if I can arrange a meeting at her home at her convenience this evening, tomorrow perhaps, when Van Helsing could attend. And let's reconvene later with our new information. I'd suggest, Croak, see if you can find out if any boats left yesterday. Perhaps Venlin.
I shall have a conversation with a shipwright.
What?
Corny, what are you up to today? You want to come with me?
Do I have just my normal brewing duties as usual?
Yeah, just your normal. Well, you got brewing. You also serve drinks. You have many duties, but whatever.
I can do them all in the evenings. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, Croak, I think I'll do that. Let me just straighten my hat.
Excellent. I always like having someone travel with me down in the docks. And at that, I'll head out.
All right.
On
The
the
two
way.
of you head to the docks. Malachi, where are you going?
I'm going to head to Lady Twin Towers' home.
Okay. So why don't we start with Lady Twin Towers' house? Actually, you know what? We're just about at our break point. Why don't we take our break a little bit early, and then we'll roll into these things when we come back.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
We'll see you guys all in
Yep.
about 5 minutes. See you then.
Au revoir.